Greetings and welcome to the Homeless Consultant channel. My name is Paul B. I am the Homeless Consultant, and this is my last video. It has to be my last video because I have absolutely nothing whatsoever of any monetary value left to sell for food and gas, which is heat, except for the car I live in and this camera. This laptop, the keys hardly work on it. And it's appropriate that my last video should tell a story of what just happened to me that pretty much summarizes everything you'll find on the Homeless Consultant channel. Last night I was interrupted by the police. I was not sleeping, I was outside this government building using the internet. The officer asked me if I had been staying at the parking lot of CUB Foods here in Burnsville, Minnesota. I said, yes, I have been. He said, the manager contacted me and says that they do not want you staying in their parking lot anymore. Fine, that's private property, fine. I can respect that. But here's the problem I have with it. I've been staying out there for approximately 3 months now, and all of a sudden it's an issue. Would you like to know why it's an issue? Because a couple of days ago I voluntarily walked in there, asked for the manager, and informed her that as I'm sitting out in that parking lot 24 hours a day observing things, I have seen a drug dealer doing drug deals out there almost daily. I've seen prostitutes servicing guys while families with their little kids are right around his truck. I've seen gangs of kids trying to break into people's cars out there. I have seen shopping carts rolling down the hill, smashing into people's cars, including mine, where the front damage came on my car. I have seen trash all over the place. As a former business operator, these are the kinds of things I would want to know. But instead, letting this manager know about the issues that she needs to know about suddenly obligated her to do something about it. So what did she do? She evicted the one and only person of all the things I just described who is not a threat. In fact, from what I can tell, since they have no security there, the only person who has shown any genuine, sincere concern, heartfelt concern for her employees and her customers' safety is me. And she calls the police to have me no longer stay there. I want to present to you what an alternative could have been if good and decent people ran CUB Foods there. They could have said, wow, sounds like some serious stuff, and you've been outside there for a long time. I'd like to know what it is that you're seeing. Why don't you come in the back room, I'll get you a cup of coffee, and I'd like to hear you tell me about this. Then I could inform her in detail of all the things that I've seen. And then perhaps she could say, you know what, you seem like a nice guy, and you came here to help us, you came here to help me, to benefit me. You don't even know me, but you came to do this, and you asked for nothing in return. I'd like to start a campaign among our employees to see if we can gather some donations to help you out. Because I don't like seeing you sleep out in a car. That's what could have happened if good and decent people were managing CUB Foods. Instead, she called the police to have me removed. Not the drug dealer, not the thugs, me. And to add insult to injury, the police officer, after informing me of all this, asked if he could have my video of the drug deals that I made while I was doing their job for them. And through all of this, as you look out in suburbia, as I've said in all my videos, these people are far more of a threat to me than I ever could be to them. This police officer is probably seen as a good and decent member of society, right? Just like I was 2 years ago. Until I became homeless. Then all of a sudden everything changes, right? I changed all of a sudden when I became homeless, right? Just like a switch, became a totally different person. It wasn't everyone else's opinion and evaluation of me. It wasn't Astateophobia, the fear, the loathing, the hatred of the homeless. Couldn't be that, could it? It was me that changed, right? The moment I became homeless, 48 years, suddenly became a completely different person, just a despicable, vile human being, right? This police officer lives out there in suburbia and is considered a respectable member of society. This manager of CUB Foods lives out in suburbia, considered a respectable member of society. Yet they have not only put my life at incredibly serious risk, but they have the audacity to ask me for my video of the drug deals. And guess what? The videos were on this YouTube channel all along, but nobody ever bothers to watch my videos, do they? I've been dying in front of this whole world. I've told the people at CUB about this YouTube channel, and nobody's even watched it. That's how much they care, and they are considered good and decent members of society, just like I was 2 years ago. And then the very next day I was a vile, despicable, disgusting human being who nobody wants around because I make them uncomfortable, because I'm all of a sudden homeless. Astateophobia, the fear, loathing, and hatred of the homeless, which leads to incredible discrimination, criminalization, and frankly, the death of homeless people. Thank you, CUB Foods. Thank you, Burnsville police officer. That's what I get for going in and trying to help people, trying to protect these people, because no one else was doing it. Based on this episode, I wrote a letter to CUB Foods, but can you believe it? CUB Foods and its parent company, Super Value, do not provide their corporate contact information in any coherent way, since I have no way to mail a letter. So I'm going to read you the letter I wrote to them here, and I'm going to post it in the description if it will fit. CUB Foods. I am homeless and had found myself with no practical alternative than to sleep in my car in the distant outskirts of unused portions of the CUB Foods parking lot at 1750 County Road 42 West in Burnsville, Minnesota. The attached image shows where I have parked and slept, with the red dots. While there, with little more to do than observe my surroundings, I have witnessed a drug dealer who makes regular use of the CUB parking lot for deals. Prostitutes arriving to service a man inside his pickup truck as your customers and their children enter and exit their vehicles nearby. A gang of youths who are attempting to rob your customers' vehicles, and much more. Furthermore, as your staff has been slow or negligent to maintain your parking lot in terms of trash, dangerous debris, look at the video, Who is the Lazy Bum, where I'm picking up the bicycle tires in their lot, and shopping carts rolling downhill into vehicles, causing damage, I have helped you out by removing trash, dangerous obstacles, and removing shopping carts to the corrals, where they will injure no one. Yet, when I informed your management of the drug dealer and prostitute activity in your parking lot, their immediate response was to inform the police that they did not want me in your parking lot anymore. Shooting the messenger is not only morally reprehensible, it is bad management. Your staff is utterly oblivious to what goes on in your own parking lot, while I have abundant observations and information. But rather than sitting down with me and asking me to explain what I have seen, they ordered the most vulnerable, down-and-out person involved to simply leave. and never return. Whether that act put his life at serious risk or not. This was your management's response to an honest man who voluntarily came to them to try and help them, requesting nothing in return. What could be more shameful? The true test of one's character is how you treat others when they are at their lowest point in life. CUB Foods has revealed its true values. Astateophobia. The fear, loathing, and hatred of the homeless. Since your management appears to get more of a thrill out of deliberately hurting desperate people than from competently managing a property to proactively protect people, grab some pizza and beer, blow up some balloons, and visit www.humanstupidity.com, which will take you to all of my videos on this channel. Pay particular attention to my How Not to Do Business series, since CUB Foods management epitomizes this. I have worked with world-class businesses all my life, from billionaires to small business owners. My experience with your local management marks one of the lowest points of that business experience. Send them back to school. They literally would not recognize a golden opportunity if it walked in the door and spoke to them face to face. That was my letter to CUB Foods, which I expect them to discard into the wastebasket, just like everyone in Minnesota has done, as I've asked for help the past 5 years. The last thing I want to point out is that this police officer, since he couldn't really tell me not to stay here in front of this public building, he, shall we say, gently encouraged me to go to another county. Just like that manager didn't want me in her parking lot. Minnesota's response to the homeless issue is a final solution. Exterminate the homeless off camera by, number 1, neglecting, ignoring the homeless until they leave and move to another jurisdiction where they become someone else's problem. Or 2, neglect, ignore the homeless until they die off camera. I've been saying it all along on this channel. And here's a perfect example of it. They don't want me in their parking lot. They want me to become someone else's problem. They don't help me. They want me to become someone else's problem or to die. This officer wants me to go to another county where I become someone else's problem, and if I can't do that, perhaps I could just die. This is what I have said all along. This is the state of Minnesota. This is Minnesota nice. I have done all I can do. I have nothing left. I am hungry. I'm cold. I've lost everything I've worked my entire life for. And not only have I done nothing wrong, but at every turn I try to do the right thing, even up to going into CUB Foods and trying to inform them of dangers to their employees and their customers in their parking lot. And look at the treatment I've gotten over the last 5 years. I have 0 donations in my PayPal, while every one of these videos ends with my PayPal address. Minnesota, you got what you wanted. One less homeless person. one way or another.